Unpacking Dogen's Genjokoan. Episode 9. Practice as Enlightenment. First, what do we even mean by unpacking? We can define unpacking as the intense scrutiny of traditional Buddhist and Zen texts. A scrutiny that often breaks down the texts, sentence by sentence, term by term, and occasionally word by word. And why even unpack at all? Because not all of us have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living, breathing, enlightened teacher. Understanding that in the Zen tradition, it's this engagement that substitutes for the critical reading of the traditional texts. And so, for those who don't have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living teacher, there must be a return to the traditional texts as teacher. And with that return is the understanding that the texts are best approached as sequences of riddles, or perhaps as sequences of landmines. And these riddles must be reconciled, these landmines cleared, if we are to truly make progress. Let's begin. Consider the following text from Dogen's Genjokoan, a letter to a disciple. A fish swims in the ocean, and no matter how far it swims, there is no end to the water. A bird flies in the sky, and no matter how far it flies, there is no end to the air. However, the fish and the bird have never left their elements. When their activity is large, their field is large. When their need is small, their field is small. Thus, each of them totally covers its full range, and each of them totally experiences its realm. If the bird leaves the air, it will die at once. If the fish leaves the water, it will die at once. Know that water is life, and air is life. The bird is life, and the fish is life. Life must be the bird, and life must be the fish. You can go further. There is practice-enlightenment which encompasses limited and unlimited life. And in aiding in the unpacking of this brief excerpt, we might consider a handful of questions. First, what does Dogen mean by saying that the fish and the bird have never left their elements? And how does this challenge the common idea that enlightenment is something we must escape into or out of? Next, how should we understand the claim that when their activity is large, their field is large, and when their need is small, their field is small, without turning it into a purely psychological or motivational statement? Why does Dogen insist that water is life and air is life, and then immediately reverse this by saying the bird is life and the fish is life? What mistaken dualism is he dismantling here? In what way does this passage undermine the notion that practice is a means to reach enlightenment later, rather than an expression of enlightenment itself? And finally, what does Dogen mean by practice-enlightenment, which encompasses limited and unlimited life? And how does this reframe the tension between our finite, conditioned existence and the boundless nature of realization? And so we've gotten started on Dogen's Genjokoan. More to come.